Alright, so we have the full spoilers for 1114 titled Wings of Icarus. We continue with the Yamato cover story. And Kinemon is basically asking Yamato to offer up Yasuo's sword to the Enma Shrine and his steed. And we see a map with the route that Yamato will follow all around Wano. Now we get to the chapter which starts where the last one ended. We can see reactions about Vegapunk's words all over the world. In Marineford, some Marines are panicked. Hina is one of the Marines' reactions that we can see. And we also see Akainu, and he has this serious face. And then we cut to Jaya and we see some pirates laughing at Vegapunk's words. It seems to be a callback to the scene where they laughed at Luffy. And then we cut to Water 7 and Polly is looking worried at the city. And then we cut to Doflamingo and he's talking to Magellan at Impel Down. And Doflamingo says, with just 5 meters rise of seawater level, most of the big cities of the world will be gone. Shall we move to a higher place then? And he laughs. And then we cut to Ryugu Palace and Shirahoshi is asking her father Neptune what's about to happen, and Neptune just says it's unbelievable. And then we cut some Marine reactions that are actually on Egghead, and there are many of them who don't even believe what Vegapunk just said. And then the 5 elders decide to destroy all signs of life on Egghead first to stop Vegapunk's message no matter what, but Vegapunk's message is still continuing. Wait, by all signs of life, they mean everything, like everyone but them, even the Marine. I think that's what they mean. We'd have to wait for the official and the actual chapter to see what they mean, but I wouldn't be surprised if they do mean that. And Vegapunk says on the broadcast that he will prove it by making one prediction, and if the prediction turns out to be wrong, everyone can just ignore the rest of the speech. Then Vegapunk correctly predicts the earthquake and the swelling of the sea level by 1 meter that took place some hours ago. And Vegapunk concludes that this is not just a natural disaster. Now, some hours ago, we have to wait for the official translation, but you mean to tell me all of this has been happening in the matter of some hours? Everything that has happened today. Bro, getting so many chapters really, like, it makes me forget, like, this is really, like, all of this is happening in one day. And then we see some reactions from Big Mom's kid and Smoothie and Montdor, and Smoothie says that Vegapunk is talking about the earthquake that happened earlier today, but then questions, isn't he dead? And then we can see an island flooded by water with people climbing on top of their houses and other people trying to escape by boat. We also see Tanjiro from Long Ring Longland and Kuzan covered in bandages on Hachinosu, and they don't say anything. We just see them looking at the message. We don't see anything about Sanji and Bonnie's group or Zoro and Jinbei, but Brook is shouting for them to hurry. And Nami's group is continuing their fight with Saturn while Chopper protects Robin with his guard point. Nami shoots a lightning bolt at Saturn's face. Lilith shoots him with her guns and Saturn sends them flying away, but Robin creates a spider web with her arms to catch them. And Saturn says to the other 5 elders that he will take care of all of the Denden Mushi in the Mother Flame room, and then he runs past the Straw Hat crew into the laboratory and turns back into his human form. And in a double page spread, we see the Mother Flame is revealed. It is a small flame burning inside of a massive water tank. The flame is burning inside of water. We can see S108 and ANMU text written on the water tank. And Saturn is destroying all of the Denden Mushi in the room with his staff while Vegapunk's message continues. And Saturn is saying it's not this one, and the 5 elders is just saying destroy them all, which is making me wonder when they say, oh, destroy all life forms, do they just mean destroy all the Denden Mushis on the island, not every living being? Because that is probably most likely what they meant, I think. Vegapunk states that his first sin with a pure intention to provide eternal energy to the world. He flew too close to the sun. And then we see the ancient giant robot walking somewhere and the Marines are just shooting it, but the attacks aren't working on it. NPC Marine fodder gotta be the most brain dead fodder. Like, why are you shooting a giant robot with guns and thinking that it's gonna do something? You're just wasting bullets. And while Vegapunk's message is going, we can see Luffy, Dory, and Bragi are running away from Workery, and Luffy is using Gear 5 again. And Vegapunk says, to understand what is about to happen in our world, we must first talk about what happened during 900 and 800 years ago in the Void Century. And we cut to Mary Joie and we see Imu Shadow with no reaction, just a ... pulling a dragon. And we see some celestial dragons, and Saint Shira is confused since they don't know anything about the Void Century. And I think this is the first time that we know that the celestial dragons don't even know anything about the Void Century, unless I'm mistaken. And we cut to Jaguar D Saw, and we can see him laughing, laying down in a forest as he listens to Vegapunk's message. Oh yeah, we definitely about to see him in Elbaf. And in Orange Town, we can see Bottle and Shushu with their granddaughter, and we can see Margaret and the other members of the Kuja tribe in Amazon Lily while listening to Vegapunk's message. Vegapunk continues, I have studied the books and poneglyphs left by a group of great archaeologist and continue the research despite the government forbidding it. This is my second sin. However, I have no regret about what I have done. And then we cut to Edison, who is severely damaged after going through the frontier dome. Edison is using the control room below to change the shape of the cloud, extending the thousand sunny towards the sea. And Usopp cheers up when they see what's happening. And Edison is screaming, "Don't let the world government catch you, Straw Hat." And Vegapunk continues talking about the Void Century, saying that history is a tale, and I only know a incomplete story of what happened in that 100 years. It says I won't fill in any blanks with my imagination. So from now on, I will only talk about the truth I can confirm. And in the final double-page spread of the chapter, Luffy is in Gear 5 attacking Warcurry again, hitting Warcurry's snout with a big giant punch. And Vegapunk's speech is actually mixed in with Luffy's attacks. And Bragi is saying, "Stop that, Straw Hat, it won't work." And Luffy is like, "Nah, this time it'll work." And Vegapunk continues, "The protagonist of this tale is a man born 900 years ago in a certain kingdom with advanced civilization. He can fight with a stretchy body, just like the legendary sun god Nika of Elbaf." And Luffy's attack still doesn't work against Warcurry, but Dory and Bragi can't help but laugh at Luffy's reaction. And Luffy's just like shocked that his attacks still aren't working, and Bragi is just like, "Stop making us laugh." And the chapter ends with Luffy crying of pain with a funny face while Vegapunk reveals the name of that man born 900 years ago. The name of that man is Joy Boy, the first man on the sea who was called a pirate. And that is the end of the chapter. You have a break next week. That is it for the full summary. I said a bunch of stuff that I think about this chapter last week. I really do think this is a pretty good chapter, even for Egghead standards, because Egghead has been such a peak back-to-back chapter arc, and if we continue with a Void Century flashback and we actually see that will make this arc, like, this has to be in the top 3. And I can't wait for next chapter so we can learn more info on what's happening in that 100-year period of the Void Century. But that's it for the full summary. Let me get this out for y'all, and yeah, peace.